What's up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Ernie, Blerd without fear. Welcome back to the channel. Last time we left off with the crazy shenanigans going on with All-Father Thor and Old Man Phoenix. Things got real when Dr. Doom shows up on planet Earth, newly reformed thanks to Thor, and now he's pissed. But we don't know why exactly until now. Stand back, true believers. It's time to talk about Thor number 6 by Jason Aaron and Christian Ward. But before we get started, if this is your first time checking out my channel and you want to see more awesome videos like this one, it only takes 2 clicks to become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. Click, click. When we pick up Thor number 6, Doom is preparing to destroy the Earth one last time. But the reasons behind it are less villainous than one may think. He's returned because he's noticed the Earth is flourishing again after thousands of years of being nothing more than soot and ash, only to find that humans have settled the ashes of his home, Latveria, the land that he ruled. Why are these mere mortals growing a garden on a land that was once his? He doesn't appreciate that one bit. To some, it may seem a small and unimportant thing, but you have to remember how much Latveria means to Victor Von Doom. It's not just a home to him, it's everything. And to right this wrong, he's sent Fin Fang Foom, Gorgilla, Monstrum, and Goom to raise the world, destroying anything and anyone foolish enough to so much as breathe in their presence. And with Thor's granddaughters being the only thing standing between Earth and its destruction, it's just the right time for two gods to put their differences aside to fight the common foe. Thor and Wolverine come in swanging. As they fight it out, Doom's power is just too much. Despite Wolverine saying he's still young and raw in his godhood, it's hard to tell. Doom is absorbing full-on direct shots from the Phoenix Force and Mjolnir without even so much as flinching, and unleashing his spirit of vengeance on multiple occasions, spewing hellfire across the body of Wolverine in mid-berserker barrage, proving once and for all that a Phoenix can in fact be burned alive, leaving nothing but a charred adamantium skeleton. Doom leans heavily on his magic and the spirit of vengeance in this fight, even going as far as to wrap Thor in the chains of Sidorak and unleash the penance stare upon Thor, making him relive every sin he's ever committed. And now that he's the oldest living god yet, he has a lot of years to pay for. And I gotta admit, this is actually one of the more surprising parts of the book, because when you think about Thor, you don't really think about him doing anything like, I don't know, sin-worthy, or at least not in the traditional sense, so it does make you wonder what all he's done. Thankfully for him, Wolverine was down, but not out. And even though Thor's beginning to recognize the error of his bringing the Earth back from the brink, a Wolverine who's somewhat reformed a little bit of skin over his adamantium skeleton has revealed he's changed his mind about Earth. Maybe Thor wasn't wrong in doing this after all, and now he can't let Doom destroy the Earth. But they can't defeat him, not the way they are now. It's when Logan, who was originally baffled as to why the Phoenix Force wouldn't let him kill Thor earlier, finally realizes that the Phoenix Force once loved Thor. Something that dates back to 1 million BC, where the Phoenix Force and Odin shared a love that baffled most of those around them. And it seems that kind of as a byproduct of, that relationship, and then, Thor now being the All-Father, some would probably mistake that the Phoenix Force loves Thor as like a lover, but it's probably closer to the way a stepmother would love her stepson. And Logan himself thinks maybe that's the key to ending all of this, as he sacrifices himself, purging the Phoenix Force from him, destroying Wolverine, but imbuing Mjolnir, an already powerful weapon, considered to be one of the most powerful in the universe, with the almighty Phoenix Force, and by proxy, the All-Father Thor has become Phoenix as well. Thor cannonballs himself into Doom, crashing into the Earth's surface, beating each other to death as they fall deep into the Earth's core, an act that literally causes earthquakes to rumble and volcanoes to crumble and explode. And this goes on for an untold number of years, until one day the volcanoes burst one last time, and earthquakes that never stopped after all these untold years finally calm down as Doom's faceplate floats down a river of lava and Thor crawls out of the Earth's depths, Mjolnir in hand and looking like he's waged a war for a lot longer than he actually did. And all he can do is slump into the same coma-like sleep his father used to, the Odin sleep, only now it's the forever sleep. And thanks to his resting, a true darkness is on the rise, as the child before him seems to have absorbed the Phoenix Force, or at least seems to have his voice speaking through her, seems to believe. To what extent, we don't know, but the darkness that is rising, what is this? Well, remember last video, when I mentioned Ego the Living Planet having killed Galactus? As a result of killing Galactus, who at the time was possessed by the Necro Sword All Black, the same sword that granted Gore the God Butcher his powers and was the first symbiote, also created by Null, God of the Symbiotes, that we've been seeing in Donny Cates' recent run on Venom. Well, Galactus, he passed All Black over to Ego the Living Planet while he was being eaten by him, which in Ego's eyes was a just revenge for all the planets he'd eaten throughout the ages. But even with All Black, Ego has been on a tear and destroying everything in his path, except for the one thing he can't defeat, a worm. A worm that's taken residence on his surface and has been plaguing him, hiding within the cracks and crevices of the planet Ego and constantly whispering and driving Ego mad. And Ego won't relent. He promises he will kill this worm even if it takes 1,000,000 years. He ravages his surface with earthquakes, volcanic destruction, to the point that Ego himself is crumbling into nothing more than an asteroid field, until he finally relents and gives in to the worm's wishes. Which apparently, it only took 99 years for this Quotey Fingers worm to drive Ego insane, to even consider doing this in the first place. But what does the worm want? The worm wants what Ego has, All Black, the power of the Necro Sword, which Ego gives away quickly. And he also wants one last thing from Ego, and that is to never be called a worm ever again. He wants to be called by his true name, Loki, the Necro God, Loki, the All Butcher, Loki, the End. And this right here is kind of a cool little twist because you gotta look at the fact that yes, Loki was the one that had destroyed the Earth. It's something we learned last issue, so they never really said exactly what happened to Loki, but now we know he was still out there all this time, hiding just, in plain sight. We just didn't know it. You can even go back to, I want to say it's Thor number 700, where we actually see that Loki has been kind of hanging out in the vicinity when Ego and Black Galactus, when he had the Necro Sword, when they were fighting, he was right there just kind of watching the aftermath. So it makes sense that he was the one that was there this whole time. Not only that, it's also pretty crazy that he now technically has a symbiote. And it's one of those things, especially, with what Donny Cates has been doing with the Venom side of things, the fact that we're learning that, yes, the symbiotes actually date back so much further than we've ever even considered, the fact that they've seen so much and they possess so many. So now we know, yes, the symbiote, the All Black, has taken over Galactus and then eventually took over Ego and then eventually now has now taken over Loki, and Loki is probably about to come back to Earth and try to destroy it one last time. So I can't wait to see how Jason Aaron kind of pans this whole thing out, because these are seeds that have been planted as far back as months, I would dare say even a couple of years ago. How far this story dates back. This actually dates back to before Thor even lost the hammer in the first place, when Jane Foster took over. So, this has been going on a while, so I really like what Jason Aaron's doing. I love long-form storytelling. It's great. I love it when writers have a plan, and it's fantastic. But anyways, let me know what you thought about the events of Thor number 6. Sound off in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, Hulk smash that like button. And if you want to see more awesome videos like this one, make sure you click subscribe so you can become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers and tap that bell so you know when I post up. And if you want to become one of Earth's mightiest patrons as well, swing on over by patreon.com/blerdwithoutfear. And if you chuck in a buck, you can get some exclusive content. And if you don't want to become one of Earth's mightiest patrons, that's fine too. Hey, all I ask is that you like this video and share it with your friends. And who knows, maybe they'll become some of Earth's mightiest subscribers too. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and while you're here, go ahead and check out some of these other videos I got floating around here. But until next time, Plus Ultra!